Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you this Wednesday. I'm going to read again from Sarah Arthur's One Year Daily Grind. And the devotional this week is, it's a Holy Week devotional. It's a little bit different in format because this is more of a poem, but I hope it'll be something helpful for you. She writes, "Lord, it is Holy Week, and I'm astounded to think that you knew what was coming, and yet you surrounded yourself with hostile, skeptical crowds anyway. You continued telling stories to the ones you knew would either betray you or abandon you. How did you do it, Jesus? It's hard enough for me to keep going when I don't know what the future holds, because I don't know what sort of Fridays are around the corner, and yet you, knowing that you would suffer and die in a few short days, kept going. I will never understand. All I know is when the days grow difficult, when it's the Monday of my own Jerusalem and the crowds around me are testy and the whole world seems in a crucifying mood, teach me how to put my hope with rock-solid assurance in Sunday." What have been the Good Fridays in your life? When has a resurrection moment turned around a situation that you thought was hopeless? So Saints, it is Holy Week. It is Wednesday of Holy Week if you are watching this on the day it came out. And I think it's important. Holy Week is a crucial week for us as Christians, but it's also sometimes an overlooked week, sometimes a forgotten week. In previous years, in olden times, when the secular social calendar matched up more closely with the sacred, church calendar, all the events, the special services of Holy Week were a much bigger deal to most people. But nowadays they're not. We're very busy. We're maybe overscheduled, and we don't all have time to return to church on a daily basis and go to a Maundy, Thursday service and go to a Good Friday service. And so we're experiencing sometimes this weird, peak to peak, celebration to celebration, going from Palm Sunday straight on to Easter Sunday. Here we are celebrating Jesus' triumphant entry into Jerusalem, and then next week we're celebrating Jesus' triumphant rising from the grave. And there's nothing in between. We've missed the kind of deliberate descent that goes on during Holy Week. Jesus comes down from the Mount of Olives into Jerusalem. He comes down to the temple. He is arrested. He is put on trial, he is put on the cross, he is put in the grave. And if you notice this line in the Apostles' Creed, he even descends to hell. Ask me about that sometime. That's a very interesting one. But this whole descent, this downward motion, is very deliberate and very important, because you don't get the weight of what has happened in the resurrection if you skip over all of that. You don't understand why it is so important that Jesus arose again. And you don't understand what it means, what he overcame and what he conquered, if you miss all that terrible, awful trial stuff that he went through. Saints, I think that Sarah has a great point, particularly that last stanza gets me, that most of our lives are lived in that descent, that valley area. Most of our lives are somewhere in the middle of Holy Week. I think we could really relate to it if we catch sight of it, that we struggle a lot. And we find ourselves on Monday when crowds have turned. We find ourselves on Thursday when friends are falling away from us. We find ourselves on Friday when it seems the whole world is against us. We experience those times, and it's crucial, I think, for us to know that Jesus did too. I think Holy Week is so important in giving meaning to the Easter Sunday resurrection, to that celebration that we're looking forward to. So, Saints, I really encourage you to find the time to attend some special services this week, Maundy, Thursday, Good Friday. Take some time to walk on our labyrinth. We have a special event on Good Friday at 7. Take some time, even if it's not during that time, to consider and to remember and to reflect on what Jesus is going through this week before Sunday. That's your devotional this week, and I hope it's helpful. Hope it's worth thinking about for you. Hope you're doing well, saints, and I'll be praying for you. Please keep praying for me, and I'll see you again soon. Y'all take care.